have 5 representative sides in Leinster at the moment who are currently training. 4 of them are under age grade sides and the women's senior side. We have a 6th side, which would be the Leinster men's junior side. They generally participate in around April, May at the end of the season. They're part of the player pathway for Leinster, which starts through our area programmes and then works up into the interprovincial programmes and obviously into the national programme. So these players, boys and girls, will be looking at some stage to obviously make the Leinster interprovincial side, which the series kicks off in August, late August into September, and then from there get picked for a national side and then go on and represent Ireland at various camps and then internationals through the season.
We track the guys post their involvement in cups or in competitions with their clubs or their schools right up until the start of June when they finish in school. So it really begins from about April, and we monitor their progress there going into the summer, giving them programs and off-season stuff to do, and then the program itself would start early July, first week in July, or in previous years we've gone the last week in June. It's a whole network of people, like your coach development officers, people working in the community, but also your school coaches and your club coaches who would have worked closely with these players over the last couple of years. So that all feeds into communications and conversations with our coaches or head coaches with the various teams and myself and the academy staff. So we'd all be constantly in contact between those conversations and that feedback, and that's going to be supported by games and trials, which have been unfortunately fairly limited this year. But we really rely on the coaches and the conversations who are with the people on the ground.
We've been spending a lot of time in Leinster over approximately about 15 plus years developing this pathway, and it's beginning to, I think, become very beneficial if you look at the Leinster senior side and the number of players that are coming through into that senior squad. That pathway has started through our clubs and schools, into our area sides from our clubs, and then into our representative sides. So it's the same for boys and girls. There isn't the same schools pathway for girls, but there is a very comprehensive club pathway for the girls. Women in Rugby Action Plan that the IRFU launched a couple of seasons back has allowed us, and the funding that it put in with that has allowed us to be able to provide much more bodies on the ground for the women's game. So while it's great to see, the top players go out into the RDS or Energia playing for our men's and women's sides, and then hopefully going on to play for Ireland as they progress, that's all fantastic, but it's the other 99.9% of players that were just as important to rugby here and into the future.